What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel again, and hope you guys have all had a good week. And yeah, so today actually is going to be a pretty short video. Unfortunately, I have to work all weekend, so I'm not gonna have a lot of time to spend out in the garage getting stuff done. And last weekend, I just had a lot of house projects and it's stuff that I need to get done because I live in Minnesota and it's starting to get cold out and it's going to be snowing here before too long. And there's just some things you just can't put off, you know. So cleaned up the yard, mowed the grass, whatever. But I'm out here now. I'm going to do a little bit of work on the motor, and then I'm going to basically explain to you guys what I have going on and exactly why the engine isn't completely done yet, and kind of why I'm taking my time. So we'll get into that here in a second. All right, so one thing that I needed to do on this thing, and go ahead and get it uncovered here. The plastic pulled off it. Come on. There we go. So, one thing that I gotta do on this engine here, and I gotta remember what it is on this side. Alright. Come on, you can do it. Alright. A little dark back here. I'll do my best. Alright, so you see this hole here? That is for a coolant fitting that looks just like so. Normally this coolant fitting would go here, and your heater core line will come from the engine and go to that hole. Well, since I ripped the heater core out in however many videos ago, I don't need to run heater core lines anymore. My original plan was just to loop the lines, but you know, I guess after seeing what Brad over at Unified was doing on his motor, when I was down there for the hot sauce challenge, which if you guys haven't seen that, go check out their channel, watch the hot sauce challenge. It was a good time. A little painful, but it was fun. Anyways, kind of what I seen he was doing, and then after some research, I found out that we can actually plug this hole with the same plug that fits where these rocker rails go through. There's two plugs on this side of the head, and they plug the holes where the rails that hold all the rockers in slide through the head. So I went ahead and found the part number for it from Honda, and I was able to order a new plug. I tried to pull it out of my old B16 head down here, and unfortunately I forgot that I needed to pull the ones out of the old head to put in the new head. But here's the part number. This is for the plug. So you got a 12208 PR3-000, and here's the washer, 12209 PR3-000. I don't know if you really need the washer. I ordered it anyways. I think I found it in an old Honda forum that some guy had one of these in his head already, and it looked like he had the washer, so I just figured, why not? So I've got that, and I'm gonna shove that in the block quick. And I also have a new knock sensor. This is made by Holstein. I don't know. I mean, when shopping for knock sensors, like, it ain't really that easy as one would think. I mean, there was so many different options. A factory one's like super expensive. A low grade one's like super cheap. So I don't know. I just went middle of the road and hoping that's good enough. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, so I throw a knock sensor in there and throw that plug in there, and then show what that looks like on the motor. And then yeah, and then I'm going to explain exactly why this thing isn't completely done yet. So all right, so I got the plug in there. hell, that looks actually really clean. I like that. And the NOx sensor in there. Backside of the block, right above the oil filter. Fancy schmancy. And on that plug for the coolant jacket, I put just a little dab of Permatex thread sealant on there because we don't need water leaking. So that's done. On to what I said I was going to talk about next. Why the cams aren't in here. So clearly, as you can see, no cams, no cam gears, no timing belt. As I said last week, I was waiting on cam seals, and they showed up on Tuesday or Monday. I can't remember. But unfortunately, with not really having a day to take my time, I didn't want to rush things, and I'm kind of glad I didn't go ahead and rush the stuff because there's still some clearance checks I need to do on some things, and if I would have just rushed it, then I would have to tear everything apart to do it again, and I would rather just do it once and be done so we can just slap a valve cover on this thing and, basically get ready to put it in. So basically what's going on is I want to be able to check my valve, my piston to valve clearance, and in order to do that, in this here fancy little Pelican case that I ordered from FCS Race, we have my cam degree kit. And right in the dead center of this thing, we've got these two check springs. So what these are used for is to replace your valve springs so that you can do a piston to valve to piston, piston to valve check, your clearance check. Basically what'll happen is I will remove the Ferrera valve springs and put in these check springs, and that'll allow me, once I'll lock the VTEC rocker in, and I'll be able to sit here and push down. Maybe if I do it this way, push down on the center on that VTEC rocker, which will allow me to push those valves down with number one cylinder at top dead center, and I'll be able to watch my dial indicators and ultimately see what that clearance is between the valve and the piston. So then I can compare that to what's recommended and make sure I'm in the safe zone. That's just one critical check that I want to take the time to do. And in order to do that, I need to order a valve spring compressor, which Speed Factory has one on their website. It's kind of it is expensive, but I feel like if Speed Factory is selling it, it's got to be a good product because, I mean, they make some of the fastest cars in the world. And I'd rather buy quality over just getting a cheap one off Amazon and then having problems. Because you can buy one for $20, but the reviews were kind of not so great, and I would rather do this right. That's the biggest reason I'm taking my time, is because I want to do it right, and I don't want to mess this up. So I need to order that tool, and when that gets here, I'll be able to remove the rockers on number one cylinder and lock VTEC, which in here, I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but right down in there, you can kind of see it. Oh, it disappeared. It ran away. Right here, there's a little BB. So you take those pins that lock VTEC in, and you stick that BB in there, and that will take up that little bit of gap, since there's no hydraulic pressure to lock VTEC, so that I can lock that rocker in, and I'll be able to do that clearance check. And those BBs also have to be in there to degree the cam. So ultimately this fancy schmancy thing here will end up sitting across top of the block like that, or the top of the head. And then my 3 dial indicators here will sit one down the cylinder, one on the intake valve retainer and the exhaust valve retainer. And then hidden behind door number 1, we take our degree wheel, and the degree wheel will bolt up down here on the crank, and I'll be able to degree my cams in. The reason you degree the cams is because you want your lobes, basically, you want peak lift, so you make the most amount of power that you can. That's where the adjustable cam gears come into play, and we'll get into all of that when I finally actually get to degreeing the cams on this thing. But I don't want to do it until I check that other clearance from piston to valve, and I figure I'm at the point where I can do it. I might as well take my time. So that's really the main reason, other than me not having like a full day to just work on this and solely focus on this and not have to run around and do a million other things like go to work. So that's that. But that's kind of my update for you guys on exactly why you're not getting me completing the engine video today. That's all I got today, guys. Thanks for watching. Sorry this wasn't the most exciting video. Maybe you learned some tidbit of information out of this, but yeah, like, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.